Yay, it worked for once and on the first go. Welcome to the stream. We will be doing some things today, and I will be making some dice pouches in the design that I usually do. I'm sure one of them's around here somewhere. In this sort of design, because they are small, they are adorable, and they have a nice little braid around the outside of them. Hopefully it'll be better than how I'm showing you this one.
Pretty.
Bunny, what are you up to?
I'm not entirely sure actually. What I was thinking, if you were here last week, you remember this book. I've been working on it, and now it has a hole in it, and it needs an awful lot of sanding because I basically smoothed out the surface of the pages with clay, so that needs sanding. And if I'm done with that, I might move on to bike chain scrubbing because it's me. And what else would I do? Or crocheting? I'm not entirely sure yet. So that's what's on my table currently.
You just quickly realise you can't actually see the table. There we go.
Quick
readjustment.
readjustment. While you do that, I will turn my camera around.
Oh yeah, do you also have chat open, just out of interest?
Sorry?
I am really quiet. Why am I quiet? What is this heresy? Do you have chat open?
Yeah, I do.
That's wavelength I need, isn't it? I shouldn't be quiet. Why am I quiet?
I don't know, you're not quiet for me.
Right, that should be it.
To be fair, I listen to you through Discord and not...
That is true. I think I've realised what the problem is, actually. Because the mic's behind me. Oh, shit. It's behind me. There we go. Just smashing all the glasses that are behind me. Because when I say all of them, it was one. Right, so
well, if that one is if that one was all of them, then essentially it is all of them.
And I didn't.
But
lie.
anyways.
So what I'm going to start doing is just marking out from a template that I've already got pre-drawn up, because your boy is smart and's made a few of these, so he's got the templates for them for 3 different sizes. I'm just going to be doing the small one today. So all I'm going to do is just draw around it, mark all the holes, and then just start cutting into them. And then for the braiding, I've got this very thin looking little lace that has been out of stock for like the past 3 months, so I haven't been able to make any pouches on stream. I have been big sad about this. So I went and bought the whole UK supply of it, because if I can't have it for 3 months, none of you fuckers can. Because that's the sort of sad that I'm gonna be.
And I am using my mortar as a trash can at the moment. So this is how we're looking so far. We have a book with a hole in it. So I will sand the backside, smoothing it down as much as possible, and then a little bit on the front side as well. And I will still have to cut another slot up top here for... What's that for? For the dice.
So I just realised, sorry to cut you off there, that I've done a dum-dum and I have not shown what was the end result of last week. Also, was that book a Bible?
No,
it was a holy book. I agree with you, Catherine. I agree with you.
It's a holy book now. My Bible is right here. It's not a hardcover Bible. I'm very jealous for all the people who do have a hardcover Bible, and I want one. I have 2, and neither of them are hardcover. The other one is leather cover. No, this was a true crime. Not true crime. It was a crime thriller horror something. It was... the title was Keeping the Dead. But now it's a dice tray.
So here are just some of the coasters that had the resin poured onto them last week. They're all nice and shiny and really nice. Only 2 of the 9 failed last week.
Ooh.
So I will take the win.
Yes, you can absolutely take the win for that.
And I've got the others currently curing on the desk in the other room.
So pretty.
can't really see that one unless I'm pointing it directly at the camera. So fun little fact, these will be going up onto the Etsy, which will be launching on May 17th, so you will be able to get one as of that date. Or several, if you so wish. I will not stop you buying more. I mean, why would I? That would be foolish of me.
That would be absolutely foolish of you, indeed. Also, I managed to acquire a few more hardcover books, so dice trays will be available as made. That was weird. So dice trays, like this book kind of dice tray, will be available on the Crafting in Etsy as I make them, and if there's any request for custom order, we can absolutely arrange that as well. But as I can make them, they will be up on the store, and obviously until I have supplies / books to make them out of, because
I would say books are surprisingly difficult to come across, but after the past couple of days, I want to retract that statement.
Look, I was dealing with second-hand books for the past week-ish.
Yeah, Ken
because
just has no more spare books because Bunny has just come through and stolen them all.
Indeed. So whenever I got a bunch that I couldn't basically sell, that I couldn't make money out of, I kept it for a project if it was the right thickness and hardcover. So at the moment, I have 6 books, I think, that I can make these out of. Yeah, I probably will keep this one just because this is the tester piece. It's a tester piece, not a masterpiece, so...
That's one way to refer to it.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I think that's the right attitude when you're learning to make something. If it's not perfect, it's because you're learning it.
That was very much my response when 2 of the coasters failed. Because although one of them was my favourite colour scheme of the D20 ones, because both 2 of the D20 ones I did the pour for on yesterday, that had failed, not yesterday, Monday, that had failed. And I kind of just went, oh well, do better next time.
I need glue.
Which is also why I've done the same type of pouch, I think, about 9 times.
Well, that's odd.
Oh, you lost your glue?
I didn't lose my glue. I lost my glue brush. So we will use those brushes. They are from the glue set. It's just not the size I was wanting to use.
Okay, so I'm hoping my scissors are in here.
If you are a crafter with us here tonight, wash your gosh darn glue brushes out. I know you have them lying around. There's probably glue dried in them. Go and try to save them. Okay? Okay. I have spoken.
She has spoken.
Amen.
So, already managed to get the template out pretty quickly. I may end up grabbing a second piece of leather and doing another pouch tonight, depending on how quickly I get through this. To for dice I want to make as a trial. Also, a way to display them, but to be honest, it seems pretty damn ambitious. Well, I mean, that's the fun thing about projects, is that you can make them as ambitious as you want them to be, and if you mess it up at any point, or you're not happy with it, just try again, and make more. And then when you get it to a point you're happy with it, you've got something that you've worked on really hard for. And if you can make more of them, you could potentially then make money from them. Not that money's the goal or anything, but like, yeah.
If you so desire.
The only reason we're doing the Etsy is because we want to make all this cool stuff, but we don't have the physical storage space to keep it all. So we kind of need to just offload our junk onto everyone else. I may or may not can't remember that idea off the top of my head, and I can't go check through my Discord without having Tammy disappear.
Which idea? Because I don't.
It's one that 409's spoken to me about.
Oh, I see. Welcome to another episode of Bunny doesn't find what she's looking for because she didn't prep in time.
Yeah, so we definitely didn't both on the hour just turn around and go, oh, we're supposed to be live in 15 minutes. Whoopsies!
Felt like a whole bouquet of whoopsie daisies, if you ask me.
That's what it does sound like indeed.
The good thing about clay is that it's fairly easy to send.
You know what else clay is useful for?
I don't know what you... A lot of things. Which one are you thinking of?
Potter!
Yeah, that's a project that I wanted to do on stream for a while now. To actually make me a yarn ball. So my yarn doesn't go everything there when I'm crocheting.
That's fair.
Because it has a tendency to do that.
I was making more of a comment towards you having started reading Harry Potter recently.
Sorry?
I was making the comment more so to the fact that you've been reading Harry Potter recently.
Yes, I'm almost finished with Chamber of Secrets.
Ah, yes, the reason why girls in English schools always go to the toilets in herds. Don't ask me why they do it, because I've got no idea, but they do it.
That might be the reason. This is loose. For example, one thing that I know that I will have to do different is when I cut this book out and I put the clay on, the clay went into the pages and made it so it frayed, that this bit of it frayed out. Oh, the shade was hitting it. Now you can see it, what I'm talking about. So it has, it's bulgy, that's what I'm saying, it's bulgy. And even if I sand it down, I can't get it to be straight. So what I will have to do is get some sort of clamps, I think very strong, I don't know the English name for it.
If you get some,
these things, but big and strong.
Okay, so normal paper clips can work, but if you're going to get some actual clamps, don't get cramps. Cramps suck.
I know.
Oh, hi, Nuggy.
Wolfie, I'm a female.
Oh, I am well aware.
I know that cramps suck.
Actual clamps. If you get these G clamps, that have got screws on them, because they're mechanically locking, they're less likely to release pressure over time like springs do.
Duly noted.
So basically, although spring clamps are alright, they're not the best. You know what? I'm just gonna rip this to the bag. I've had enough trying to pull the tape off. Yeah. Spring clamps are useful if you need it, but over a longer period, they obviously degrade and are pretty black. What's the current projects? Missed the last stream. Okay, so you've probably missed the past 2 or 3 streams then, Nagi. Bunny is currently working on a dice tray out of definitely not a Bible because it's a holy book. You're welcome, Catherine. I'll give you credit for that joke. Or Stuart, not sure who it was. I'm working on some pouches in this design. I've showed them previously at some point. Also, while we're talking about pouches, please go and check out Priceless Pouches. Their link is in our description on Twitch. And go buy some pouches from them because they are adorable, soft, and amazing.
Shameless plug.
I mean, it's not me that's for you, so...
I know,
not exactly
but still.
shameless.
Well, you're shameless. I'm just over here being like... Buy my stuff, please.
But you're nice and don't ask, where there's me who just asks anyway. So, what I've done so far is... sorry, Nagi, I've just realised I cut myself off mid-explanation. As for projects last week, I was working on the coaster mats. I've been posting them on various servers, saying about the progress that I made on them. Ah! Headphones, why? You're betrayed me. There we go. Horse's ass. Where did that one go? So unfortunately, they're really far away from me, which is why it's so difficult for me to pick them up.
Oh no.
There we go. Because the photo booth is down there at the moment, because I need the desk space. So here's some. We've gone through and done the resin layer on all of the class logos as well as the D20s. 2 of the D20s unfortunately did not survive the process and subsequently have been put to the graveyard of infinite death. So these are done. The other ones are currently having their resin cured, which is nice, and they should be done soon. Thank you. They will also all be for sale when the crafting in Etsy opens. As for now, what I'm doing is just now going through and punching all the holes needed for this pouch so that I can go put the lacework through it. Oh, careful. Don't cut yourself, Bunny. You're gonna cut yourself. You're gonna do a max.
I know what I'm doing.
It is always funny when people are like, oh, will you be careful with a knife? And I'm just like, I'm the last person you need to be telling how to be careful with a knife.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do stupid things like cut myself on blunt objects.
Obviously.
Because I'm careful around the sharp objects just on principle of it being a sharp and stabby object. That's why I cut myself on dumb things that I shouldn't cut myself on.
Like a hammer.
I was going to say mic stand, but yeah, hammer works too.
How did you cut yourself on a mic stand?
How do you think I know?
As a musician, I do not approve.
It was only the Elgato mic stand that I've got here, which I really need to get a boom arm for so I can have it not in the front of center of my desk. Yeah, no, I just touched the bait because I just tightened it up a little bit, and yeah, I think I must have just nicked myself in between the actual frame for the mic and the stand itself.
Interestingly enough, I didn't injure myself while fixing bikes at all yet.
Fairness is the way you want to keep it.
I don't want to jinx it, but so far I have a very good track record with it.
Smashed but cut. Smashed I get but cut. So basically, what happened, Nagi, is this hammer I was using had plastic heads to it, and obviously from where somebody else has been using it on something they really shouldn't have done, the plastic had deformed, but it was still fairly sharp because of it. So when I accidentally hit myself with the hammer, lifted the hammer back up, and as it did, I caught myself on part of my hand.
I have no idea how this will turn out, but so far so good, honestly. No one will see these jagged edges anyways, because it's on the back side. Luckily.
Just means you have to do better on the not back side.
The not back side actually is better to begin with, so...
Fair enough. I feel like there is a dot missing there. Where's my template?
Also, we'll put a layer of glue on the clay. I don't know if you're supposed to do it, but this is my...
I think you can put. You're supposed to do it on dried clay, but
it's dry.
Sorry, fired clay. That's what I meant to say there. Unfired, I don't know about.
It absorbs it, and that's kind of the point.
Fair enough. Also, I can't.
So I don't want to glaze it. I just want it to be less exposed.
What, like you getting your sanding paper from Wilco?
You didn't have to come so hard after me, you know that, right? Like, are you aware that you can be kind to...
What are you on about? I'm always nice to you.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Name one time I have not been nice to you besides just then.
Where do I start?
In fairness, you didn't start, so I'm taking that as a good sign.
I don't want to expose you on stream like that, you know?
Okay,
like
we are going to have words later then.
Nah, Wolfie's a very sweet person when he wants to be.
I like to think I am a lot of the time. It's only sometimes I'm sort of an ass.
Still, just proves my point. Everything is dusty. Yes. Sandy sand. And now I do a brushy brush.
The sandy sand and the brushy brush.
You know when you promise yourself that you will get a nice set of paintbrush that you will use for nothing else but painting?
No.
No.
I don't think I've ever lied to myself like that.
Well, I did. Obviously. And I will only glue the actual book box down on the back cover when the other hole is out, and I covered the edges with clay too, so the fabric behind it doesn't get dirty. See? This side is nice. And what will happen with this side, this cover, when it's not dusty, this cover page will get glued onto it and precisely cut out, so it will be nice and smooth and cohesive. I think that's the word.
Yes. I believe that is the English term for what you're after.
Yeah, I have a lot to perfect all my cutting out. To be fair, I need a proper Dremel bit, because that's the only tool I own and know how. Nah, that's not true. I know how to use other tools, I just don't have access to them. So I need to do everything with a Dremel, basically. And this took way too long.
6 or 7 cutting bits that you like. The type I think you're on about.
The black stone wheelie thing.
Yeah, the cutting discs.
They are not deep enough, and I broke 3 of them in a span of 15 minutes.
Oops.
So I need something sturdier.
How many? What were you using? Like high speed, low speed?
It was not too high speed.
Because sometimes if you go too fast, obviously you'll break something. You'll break the bit. If you're going too slow, you'll break the bit. If you're using it on a piece of material that's too tough for it, it'll break.
Yeah, so for this material it's not okay. I ended up using one of the more drilly bits and basically cut around with that.
Yep.
It worked surprisingly well, but it left a lot of very ugly jagged edges. So
what I've seen that Dremel do, because they do a little bit more than just the router tools, is they also do like, I think they actually do like 3D printers as well, but they also do basically a baby fret saw. Which, for those of you who don't know, is a little saw that just does that. And the blade's obviously falling up and down. It does the shaky shake. And
yeah, that's something that I would need, but can't afford.
They are on sale at the moment. I don't know if they still are, but they were when I checked yesterday. I think they're going for like 100 quid, which is still a fair
I cannot
bit.
afford that. There's no way I can afford that. So, if you want to help me actually being able to afford tools, my Etsy shop link isn't down in the description.
I was about to say, and here's where we announce we have a patron, which we don't, so don't think that we do.
We do not have a patron. I don't think
we will do. Because that shit's a lot of...
think we will do, because...
That's a lot of work.
We might have a coffee at one point.
A coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, that took me a second to catch on, yep. Here's me going, why on earth are we having coffee?
Why would you drink coffee when you can have tea?
Exactly.
I heard some people pronouncing it Ko-Fi.
Or Kofi.
Or Kofi. I pronounce it Kofi, so... My mouth is full with dust.
Yeah, are you sure you shouldn't be wearing like a dust mask or something?
Obviously I should, but do I?
I'd prefer it if you didn't, die from some kind of lung-related illness because you inhaled too much dust.
I promise when I was drilling it, I was wearing a mask.
I can't really talk. I use a belt sander on wood without wearing one, because on that kind of stuff.
You have no place to talk here, boy. Alright. This is so far so good. And now it's time to cover it in glue.
The gluey glue.
I tried to say glue like how Boris Johnson says blue. because I had an interesting conversation about that fact yesterday with someone, and I just remembered it.
By any chance, is that someone Ryan?
No, I am more or less. Yes, but technically no.
Tries denying it. Still true.
I will tell you the story if you want,
Can do.
but not now.
Oh right. Yeah, I follow now.
So it's a bit of a complex story. That's why I don't want to catch everyone up on the details, because
That's fair
some
enough.
of them details are private. Hey Wolfie, make a pun with dust.
Get back to me later on that one.
Okay. You would just like scream it out sometimes during the stream. Because of how much dust and stuff I'm working with, I always have my Lord and Savior at hand, which is lotion. Now the story with this lotion is that my mother asked me if I can go and buy her a hand cream or lotion that is organic and preferably unscented. So I was like, yeah, I can do. So the first place that I went to was what was it?
I don't know. I didn't go, did I?
It was Holland and Garden, and I went there and I asked for lotion, preferably scentless. And now, if you ever been to one of these health food stores or anything like that, you know that it smells very, very strongly like herbs and stuff. Also, my paint slash glue palette is just a white tile with fabric glued on the back of it so it doesn't break my table surface. So I went in, and because the store itself smells so strong, I didn't feel that this is scented at all, this lotion, but it smells very strongly like honey, so much so that it smells through the box. So obviously my mom said I will not be able to use this because this is too strong for me, it's too scented. So since then I use it, and it came in the right moment because I really started to need to use hand lotion. So now I have hand lotion.
Not sure if you can hear that, but I think the dogs know that someone's back.
Oh,
Well, the dogs
I
are
did
still.
I did hear it a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, mum and sister, they went out to the shops to buy something. Don't know what. Mum can't drive herself because she's still broken her leg, so she has to have my sister drive her there.
So the girls are back.
Pretty much. So I finished doing all the holes now for the pouch.
So your leather is holding out too.
The leather is now indeed holy.
That looks pretty.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is just going to take the lacing, thread it on through.
You know when you start a project and be like, oh, this will be easy. This is such a cute little straightforward project. The boring part will be over very, very shortly, and you can go on with the fun customization stuff, and then it's not over shortly, and you can't go on with the cool customization stuff because you are finding yourself putting glue over clay.
Oh, you mean going to work? Right, okay. I didn't say that out loud. Oops.
Is going to work a project?
Going to work is
Was-
a pain in the ass, and you want it to be over soon, and then it never is.
Well,
then you get
find that.
to come home and make fun stuff on stream, because that's what we're doing.
Well, you may find then that the job is not right for you or something. I don't know. I'm a huge believer if you wouldn't do it for free, then it's probably boring. And why are you trying to do that for money if you can potentially?
It has its moments of being good fun, but sometimes when your boss is ever so slightly incompetent, it does make work really difficult for you.
Yeah. At this point, I wanted to be a freelancer, like full-on freelancer, either if I continue on writing or music or voice acting or audiobooks or anything that I have in the plans.
Voice
But
acting is one of those things I'd like to get into.
I might have actually some option/practice opportunity for you
Oh,
in that. But that's beside the point.
yep.
Ever since I started to do the bike fixing in the youth club, I kind of want to go and work in an actual bike garage out of sheer spite.
I think you'd probably do pretty well there, not gonna lie.
My mom was like, when I came home with a tool, and my mom was like, oh, now I kind of can see it, because like the cool dude will come in with his bike that he couldn't fix, and the boss calls you over, and you know, I just hop over with my 5 feet shortness because it's
You
barely.
Move like the footstool over to the desk so you can jump up and be like, "Hello there."
Not quite, but like the boss calls me over to take the bike to the back so I can actually work on it and fix it. And the dude will be like, "And what are you doing?" Because you know, probably pigtails, 5 foot tall, little cute girly. And what are you doing here?
See, I was
Fixing
making
your
a joke on the short part of that because to me, you're the height of a gnome. So,
I am.
customarily, whenever you're in a shop, you have to have the little stool that you can jump up onto and then speak to people.
I don't think I do though.
That's besides the point.
Look, what I miss is
It would
centimeters.
adorable.
Huh?
It would be adorable.
It would be annoying.
That's it.
Look, what I lack in inches, I make up for in personality. So
Exactly.
I love how you didn't notice that that's a counter insult for tall people.
I know. I did notice. Although you did just remind me of your vicious mockery you did on Sunday.
I can't remember which one it was.
So I was saying about how the resin says it's, well, it doesn't say that it's toxic, and you said, "Oh, supposedly the same as your ex-boyfriend."
Yeah. Also, shameless plug, my TikTok is in the description as well if you want to. You don't have to.
See, now
but
that I've started, you're just like, right, let's roll with this.
Like you can, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. It's mainly D&D content, by the way. So if you like D&D, you know, it's like
Which,
consider.
I mean, if you don't, how have you lived
Why
this
are
long?
you here?
How have you lived this long? Essentially.
Okay, while this is the first layer is, I think I I might need a second layer, but not more than that. So while this is drying, I will take this opportunity to do this week's Witch's Kitchen module, which will include me finally showing you my violet syrup that I made. Sorry for the earthquake. Oh, I'm just making it worse. Should be better soon, I promise. So I was talking about this beauty for 2 to 3 weeks now.
You definitely mentioned it on your last kitchen.
This is violet syrup, and if I can show a light through it, you can see that it is actually purple. The way I made this is that I foraged about 3 cups. I had small cups, but 3 cups of violets. I boiled 1 cup of water, and after it cooled down a bit, like I left it for 5 minutes to cool, I poured it over the violets and let it sit in that warm water, and that became cold eventually, but I let it simmer and sit for about 12 hours, and what I was left with is a very deep blue liquid, and which is basically just violet tea essence because it's so much violet and so little water. Then I put that on the stove and warmed it till I could dissolve 2 cups of sugar in it. Then I bottled it and Viola.
Can I just point
This is how.
something out?
Sorry?
Can I just point something out? So far, every time you said water in that section, you've said it with such a British accent.
I'm sorry, but I cannot help it.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's funny.
It's funny. Now there's a few different uses for it. You can put it on pancakes like maple syrup. Is it dripping? No. What I did today, I put it in yogurt, Greek yogurt, and I just mixed it up, and I had violet flavored yogurt. It was amazing. I loved it a lot. You can also make magic lemonade with it. So what you do, you put a little bit, like 2 teaspoons, 3 teaspoons if you like it sweet, or you can, experiment with it. Put it in water, squeeze lemon juice over it, and if you mix it up, it's magic lemonade and it turns pink. Because science. And the way I got it purple, because this liquid should be deep blue, and if you don't fixate it with lemon juice, it will turn green. So when it's blue, you put a bit of lemon in it until you got your desired shade of purple. And this can be used in multiple foods. Think about violets. Not many people know that they are edible. The whole plant is edible, the flowers and the leaves. They can be a very interesting flavor in salad. They are very high in vitamin C and antioxidants. They are anti inflammatory and they are good for respiratory system issues. They can be used as a tea as well. You can boil tea out of it. What I read is that it contains a specific mineral that is very commonly found in skin products that are mainly used in spot treatment. So if you have acne, you will get a product with that sort of acid in it. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but this plant has a lot of it. The flower has a lot of it, so I want to figure out a way how to make it into an efficient face mask. The other plant I would like to talk about, because hopefully, if everything goes right, I can bring something made out of that plant for next stream into the witch's kitchen. A lot of people don't know this, and including me, I didn't know it for a long time, but magnolia flower is edible. It can be consumed raw. It's usually pickled, which I was very, very surprised by. It tastes like ginger and cinnamon with a slight flower flavor. I think it has a very interesting and unique taste, and it made me think of Christmas cookies. So what I wanted to try is to make a basic sugar cookie dough and put magnolia petals in the dough and make cookies out of it. And if I do it right, it will taste like ginger and cinnamon cookies. And I will update you on on that when I actually tried it. So I think that concludes the witch's kitchen for this stream
Yay! It
because
does look very purple. I do approve of it.
plant nerd.
For some reason, I just have this image in my head of like, at some point, probably in your retirement, you'll have this little cottage out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and you will just have a botanical flower garden.
I wanted to do that one point, but I much prefer actually going and looking for those plants and foraging them that way rather than having them in my garden. I do want to have violets in my garden though because violets are cool. There's so many interesting uses for violets. So that's, and I do want to live like on the side of a village or something along those lines, and I would have a bunny, and I would have a big garden, and I would forage things, and I would have instruments in my house, obviously, because like musician, so duh. And the the kids from the village would come up to my house and would play music with me and listen to my stories. Probably will we will play D&D and stuff, and play music with me, and they will think that I'm a forest fairy, and that will be amazing. And all the parents in the village would either love me or hate me for that fact. I will be everyone's fairy godmother. That's what I'm getting at here.
Mm.
Okay, this can go on the heater to dry. It's not on probably right now because it's very warm actually.
Yeah, the forecast is a bit of a confusing one at the moment. So like today and yesterday supposed to be fairly warm, but come Tuesday next week, England's supposed to have snow.
Snow.
Yes.
Snow.
In fairness, there is a south wind, which is why that makes sense. But like, come on now, make up your mind. What do you want the weather to be?
I was pretty sure that there's a storm coming because of how the weather is acting right now.
Storms
Because
are
it's
great. Storms are great. I like storms.
the thing is, it's not just warm, but it's dry, and like I'm not entirely sure what the right word in English is, but it feels heavy. So it's not just warm, but it's heavy, and that's the weather that a big storm pushes forward in front of it.
Mm. I kind of. Yeah, I know sort of what you mean. I find that thunderstorms are really easy to tell when they're turning up, obviously, because the air will ionize, and that gives off a very distinctive smell. For those who don't know, it's kind of like chlorine, but just more. So, yeah, it's a nice smell, minus the headache that it brings along with it. But
Especially
yeah,
as someone who has a lot of them.
thunderstorms are like the prettiest things
Okay.
to have pictures of. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago there was a lightning storm that rolled over the area where I live, and I was up till 3 in the morning just taking pictures of it.
what did I want to say? What do you think I should do now? Do I
So,
want to clean the chains or do I want to crochet?
see, I don't know what you want to do, but both of
I
those do
don't
sound
know.
like good ideas.
But which one do I do?
Has your chain links arrived that that you needed, or?
No, they are still have 2 more days to no, two more weeks to arrive.
Oh. Is there any more prep that you need to do
They're
on those
supposed to
chains?
be there. Yes, I do. I have these soaking in the magic liquid for way too long at this point, and I really need to take them out and scrub them.
You may want to give them a quick rinse over.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea. Now I have one more question. Where did I put that specific cloth that I usually have this on?
I thought you had it on the desk earlier, so I don't know where you put it.
I didn't have it on the desk today.
Didn't you? Oh.
I didn't.
Oops.
I actually didn't.
Well then, that sounds like one of us is drunk. I'm willing to guess it was you.
You know damn well that I am never drunk.
I mean, same though.
Sorry?
I mean, you know the same though, that I've never drunk, so couldn't be me. We all know I'm stupid enough as it is, and I kind of like having my brain cells enough that, you know, that I like being able to think.
For my performance module, I have a song that is called Stone Cold Sober by Paloma Faith. And the whole song is about how she's acting the way she does because she wants to, not because she's drunk or something. So what I said, rest assured, I am not under the influence of any kind of substance. I am this stupid by default.
Yep, that sums up a lot of things.
Where is it?
Although, speaking of stupid, so I decided I was going to put the lacquer onto the Skyrim quest marker that I've got for the front door, just to give it a protective layer. And oopsie daisies, someone didn't read the label on the spray can. There was a lot of solvent in that.
Oh no.
Needless to say, it was almost like getting high, only with none of the benefits.
Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Not just that the piece of cloth I usually have on the table is missing. I also missed my toothbrush that I usually do that with.
Have you checked the bathroom?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, it is a toothbrush, so it makes sense for it to be sat there.
And it was washed. Also, I found the brush I was looking for, so that's something. It was washed out in the bowl.
Come on, stop being a pain in the... Yeah. There we go. So what I'm currently doing now is I'm taking the excess braid from running it around the first time, and I'm just looping it around itself effectively, which is what's giving it that braid-like effect.
It would have been too easy if it would have been there. Okay, so it was where I was looking for it. It was literally where I was looking for it.
So you just weren't looking hard enough, basically.
Why did I don't see it? Didn't see it? I don't know. Also, just a little sneak peek to another project that I will have on streams soon is custom guitar picks out of old club cards and stuff.
Ooh.
Because I actually have a punch that punches guitar pick shapes. What I will do with these cards, I will probably send them down or something like that and punch them out and have designs on them.
That sounds like it'd actually be really nice.
Paint them somehow, and they will be also available in the crafting in Etsy.
Yay!
Because all wacky stuff I make goes up there. That can't be classified in my.
And just anything I make is going on there because I don't actually have another Etsy.
Okay, I
How about
need a. I can't catch a break. I just sat down and I just realized that I don't have something, so I have to stand back up again.
Well, that's not good.
I need a little bowl to clean my magic liquid, obviously.
Alright, so I finished doing the braid. So now I'm just wrapping it around on the inside of the pouch. I'm just going to tie it off. Because I don't want the braid to unravel itself if it gets tugged at slightly. Or when the pouch is opened or closed, I don't particularly want the braid coming off then either.
Oh, Houston, we have a problem.
What did you do? You break it.
I didn't break it. Don't know why you think that I broke it.
Because usually when you say we have a problem, that usually means something broke. Did you not see Apollo 13?
I actually didn't.
Fair enough. Right, so now
I solved it with violence.
Violence is never an answer, no. Is it a question? Absolutely. Answer is also yes.
And that's why we don't let Wolfie babysit.
Well, never been a babysitter, so you wouldn't know.
Hmm?
You wouldn't know if I've ever been a babysitter or not, would you?
You never set my baby simply because I don't have one.
Exactly.
There we go.
Also, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like, they just get hyped up on sugar and energy drinks, and then when you take them back, they'll be super hyper. And that will probably be about it.
That's not your problem at all now, is it? For anyone with tone deafness, that was sarcasm.
Well, it wouldn't be my problem. I have already apologised to my sister for when she has children, that may or may not happen once or twice, either by accident on purpose or by accidentally on purpose.
What, her having children?
No, me getting them really hyper on sugar and then giving them back to her and be like, sorry, not my problem now.
You 100% will be the cool uncle that the parents actually, like, whoever's kids they are will hate, but the kids themselves will actually love.
Yeah. It'd be really awkward though once they've moved. Well, once I've moved, sorry.
Sorry?
It'd be really awkward once I've moved though. And I don't mean the first time, I mean the second time. Because I'll be in Norway then.
Yeah.
But My sister actually jokingly said that, I don't know if she's joking when she says it now, I think she's half being serious, but once they're old enough to get on planes by themselves and, you know, not accidentally end up in New York or something stupid, like, she'll just send them to me over the summer holiday for a couple of weeks, and I'm just like, go for it, just tell me they're coming.
Seems like a fun summer, to be fair.
I mean, winter breaks work just as well.
Yeah, especially.
Because Norway's just one of those places that looks beautiful no matter what time of the year. Plus, like, skiing and stuff.
I actually can't ski, fun fact, and it's not because I am unable to learn it, it's because I am physically unable to. Because one of my legs are longer than the other one. So when I stand on skis, it's comically unbalanced.
A friend of mine, she was taught how to ski by her dad, only his method of teaching her how to ski was very much my level grade of teaching people, which was, yeah, so you see, you're just going to do this thing and yeet! And then she was skiing.
I can't because my left leg is longer than my right leg. So whenever I stand on the ski, I pull to the left.
Yeah, I see how that could be a problem.
So that's why I'm saying, like, it's not that I am stupid and I can't learn it. It's that my body is stupid and is unable to do it. Because physics are in the way. Also, the level of efficiency I am able to do this at this point is scary.
Big scary.
Because, like, I know what I'm doing now.
Well, in fairness, this pouch has only taken me, like, a third of the time it took me to do it the first time.
I actually enjoy, like, mass producing stuff. It's fun to make a lot of the same things.
Yeah,
in some cases.
A lot of the time you'll find small ways that you can then improve it each time you go along, find quicker ways of doing it. Just overall improving the quality of what you're making as well. It's just nice to do.
That's why I love Etsy, because it requires me to make multiple of the same thing. Also, after they are rinsed in magic liquid and alcohol the second time, I go and wash them with actual soap and water. Like, I have a very, very strong shampoo that I use, and I use that on it to get every little single last piece of grime and oil off of it. So it is actually squeaky clean. Like, the toothbrush I'm using is white by the time I say that it's clean enough now.
Have you considered actually getting some proper rust remover to use on them?
The magic liquid is rust remover.
Oh, right, okay.
So what I do, first round it goes into degreaser that will take the bulk of the gunk off. Then it goes into alcohol to take the the nitty-gritty of the oil and grease and grime off. And then it goes into the magic liquid. So because I take the grease and the grime off, it exposes all the surfaces that may potentially be rusty. Then the magic liquid gets rid of the rust. And then the alcohol gets rid of the dirty magic liquid, and the soap gets rid of everything else. There's a mental thought line behind this whole process.
So I've actually nearly finished this pouch, and I'm kind of disappointed actually that it took me this short to do it.
Now you sit there like, what am I doing with my life now?
No, it just means I'm gonna have to quickly jump onto one of the other projects, but it's just a matter of deciding which one. So the other coasters that hadn't been done the other day, they're currently on resin pour, well, curing. So I won't be showing them today. So they should be hopefully ready for next Wednesday, or if we do a stream between now and then. Which is something actually I think we probably should address. Previously we used to just say we'd stream every other Wednesday, just for the sake of my shift allowing me to be home on a Wednesday. And then I realised that I was being stupid with the way that I was doing my working days, and realised I could actually be home every Wednesday. So that's why the stream schedule has kind of changed slightly, and we're now here each week.
And also, instead of the usual 7 p.m. starting point, for now we are doing 7:15, because in 2 weeks' time on Wednesdays I have instrumental lessons till 7, and it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to get home and get ready for the stream. Things might change a little bit more again when my exams are over, which I have my last exam on the 20th of May, but we will have an announcement. Yeah. Until then, everything stays the way it is right now. I think so. The announcements we have, right?
I believe so. There was something else I was going to talk about, and I've forgotten what it is now. We already said we weren't going to do the Discord just yet, didn't we?
Yeah. We will start our own crafting in Discord server when we hit 100 subscribers.
Oh, I thought you said 50. Once we hit affiliate.
Yeah, once we hit 50, because we are very much hoping to join the affiliate program.
Which actually we've already got all the requirements for. The only thing we are waiting for is the 50 followers. So...
Yes, so if you're not following already, please consider. No pressure, of course. It would mean a lot to us.
And if you know anyone who may be interested in things we do, please point them in our direction. Right, I realised what I've done wrong here is I've tried tying this off, but I've done it in such a way that the knot slips, and that is bad.
Also, something to look forward before we can join the affiliate, so before 15 subscribers, it's that at 25 subscribers we will have our first guest on the stream.
Yes.
And I am very excited about the person we are thinking about inviting, and I really want to introduce them to you all. So, and we're almost there. Last time I checked, we were
on 20 close. Or 21.
So hopefully soon you get to meet one of the people I talk about way too much on this stream.
It's not just in stream. She does it all the time when we're off stream too.
You don't need to expose me like that, okay? Like you do that in real life and in private conversations. You don't need to expose me like that.
You expose yourself in private. That's nothing to do with me. You out yourself for doing it.
You didn't have to say that I do it all the time, you know.
Just most of the time.
I know, but they didn't know till now. And now they know. Anyways, moving swiftly on from that piece of conversation. Oh look, literally anything else to talk about. Interesting story.
And
what?
We have pouch.
Ooh.
So that one's going to go down to the lighting booth so I can take pictures of it in a bit.
Yeet. So, yes. Also, something else that we will have this week is D&D.
Yes, I am very excited for this.
And I have some interesting plans for my players that they don't know about yet, but they will when I get to it. I really hope I will be able to pull it off properly. I'm not nervous. What you on about?
Have you? But the thing is, do you have a names list?
No, that's on the list of doing stuff before a session.
Hey DM, what's the name of this village? That's a good question. I will get back to you on that.
That is a very good question.
That I do not know the answer to.
Exactly. That's literally what I was about to say.
Although, speaking of D&D, so I play in two campaigns. I play in Bunny's campaign, which happens on a Friday of every other week, and then I play another campaign with the Brick Cave, also every other week, but on the Tuesday, not the Friday. And we did an oopsie daisies yesterday.
While you're telling this story, I go and wash my hands so I can actually crochet because I am done with this. Not like done with it, but like actually finished with it.
Yeah. So basically, we walked into this village, only things in this village were not friendly. And we had about 6 zombies all turn at the party and just be like, we would like to kindly nom on your face. Now, in Bunny's campaign, I play a Goliath monk, so a very punchy boy, and I've forgotten how squishy sorcerers were. And turns out, sorcerers do be indeed squishy. And I was the only person in the campaign, I believe, to go down. Didn't die out completely. There was a saving grace of our bard, who very kindly stabilized my character. Probably didn't help I kept throwing my knife every 5 seconds, because I wasn't in range to do any attacks, I didn't think. Turns out you can actually produce flames. Didn't realise I could. But by that point I was already in face-nomming range, which the zombies took prime advantage of. Now, good question. What do I do now? Because I don't exactly have any more leather physically here to do another pouch, because it's all next door and I'm too lazy to go there. So back to Cat, I think. Because when in doubt, Cat is your best friend and no one can tell you otherwise. Unless they try and tell you otherwise. In which case they may be right. Come on. Fusion is now refusing to open. Lovely. Okay, it's opening now.
Also, I find the fact that you couldn't make a pun when I requested you was just fantastic. Like, I didn't expect that from you. How?
I'm still cooking that one. Don't you worry.
I love how you
it'll turn up. Don't worry.
I love how the fact that I made a pun of it just went right over your head.
Who said it did? Because I did notice it. Right. I've forgotten to do that other thing. Transition.
Oh, we have a transit. What are we transitioning into? Oh.
Because I came to the conclusion I'm too lazy to go next door and grab anything, so I'm going into Cat now. So I've done a load of Skyrim coaster maps as well that I'm going to start printing fairly soon. These have just got all of the different Skyrim holds logos on them, I guess. So those would be fun to actually get started on printing. I'm thinking of just doing a basic black and white colour scheme for all of them, because Skyrim and... Sorry, just readjusting. Because Skyrim and most of the map icons are black and white, so it just makes sense to me to do that. Let's see, what other ideas do we have that we could do?
Also, right now I'm just dusting the glue with some of the actual clay dust that I collected after sanding, because the glue remains tacky and I don't like that. So I do very lightly dust it. That just gets rid of the tackiness without leaving any residue. So that's what I'm doing. It's like powder for your face if you do makeup. Not that it's something I do, but people who do makeup, it's the same principle.
I don't know why I'm struggling to think of like what to make, but because I have this notebook here. Noteforge merch, in case anyone was wondering. And I've just kind of drawn a blank as to like what could I do, and I've remembered I've got a list of things in here that I could do specifically for when I, have brain farts.
Like right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love how I went to wash my hands so I can crochet. And I came back
and started making more mess.
Making more mess, bro.
So
it can't be trusted.
I was going to say a thing and I've forgotten it. Welcome to the story of my life, where I continually go to do things, forget what I was going to do, and then try and work it out again later on. It doesn't usually work 9 times out of 10.
Wolfie just rolled a nat 1 on the comps check.
No, he just rolled a nat 1 on being able to think check. I think that's like wisdom.
Yeah. Or intelligence. No, it's wisdom. No, it's wisdom. Oh, I love it because one of my players is one hell of a seasoned of a DM. I will let you guess who that is. But
Ryan.
Obviously. But it's great because if I forget what sort of check something would be, I'm just like, help me out, please. And they're just like, I think this would be that. And I'm like, thank you. It's very helpful. If you are a new DM, get a seasoned DM to play in your campaign and thank me later.
Real silly question. How many dice are typically in a D&D set? Is it 7?
7.
Okay.
7. I think I dusted everything. Also, this feels very, very solid. Like, I could potentially grab on it and it would have no issue. So...
You could probably lamp someone pretty hard with that.
Hmm?
You could probably lamp someone pretty hard with that.
Maybe.
So...
Also, I can, in all honesty, take this page out. Because I will not need it. Because I will have a specific fabric glue on this back side for rolls. And while I'm at it, I might as well measure out the other hole. So what did you end up choosing on making, Wolfie?
So I am currently making a dice vault
Oh.
because you've got to have other ways of storing your dice, and pouches don't have to be your only option.
Yeah, there's so many fancy ways to store dice.
So now what I'm going to do Where is it? Where's the midpoint? There it is.
That doesn't seem right. Hang on.
Mirror.
Maybe because it isn't.
What?
That's the one. I made a mistake. Because you know, I'm a human. I do that. Not a huge mistake, but it is a mistake.
Let's just do a quick height check on that.
What check?
Height check.
Height check.
There's 10 centimeters. 10 mil. Okay.
And that is the slot I will cut out for the storing of the dice. And now I will just have to check it if everything will fit nicely, because it would be a real shame if I work so much on it just for it to not fit. This is honestly so beautiful. Oh no.
Oh no.
No, it fits. It's a tight fit, but it fits. Like it potentially could use 1 or 2 more millimeters of wiggle room. But we will not make an issue out of that for this one. I have a few ones that will be just a dice tray purely because of the size of them. And I don't want to start to make more because it's time consuming, very, very time consuming, and I have exams coming up.
Good
So
luck.
I don't want to start on the other one. But there will be ones that will be just the tray portion. There will be ones that will have the slot for the dice as well. At least that's the plan. The covers obviously will be 100% customizable if you want customs. I actually don't know what I want to put on this yet. I'm half tempted to make it into an Alice in Wonderland theme, because I really want to have a deck of card inspired dice set, because I saw a little I don't know what the actual name for those little things are, but you know those clay cuttings that some people put in resin?
I think so.
They're usually like fruit slices.
Possibly. Just bear me 1 second. Currently forgetting what I did somewhere. I don't know who is playing their music very loudly outside, but if they could kindly stop, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, this is a bit warped and things, but I love it anyways. Everyone is special in their own way. And this is special because it's crooked. I need a small container.
Feel like something has gone awry there.
Sorry?
Feel like something went awry slightly there.
I wanted to wash off the clay from the sides. But I don't have a small container to dip my brush in. Put water in to dip my brush in. But that will be a trouble for another day. Not that this will stay clean now, because I still have a whole other hole to make. Funny. I think I actually will attempt to cut it out with a box cutting knife, just because of the size not needing to be so big. Like, I don't need to actually cut through it, and because how small the slot is, I don't really want to need to use clay to smoothen it out like here. So that's the plan. But that requires one very, very important thing, and that is for me to actually find my box cutter knife. Because currently I have little to no clue where it is. Because I'm just that organized.
I think I know what I've done wrong there. I think I know what I've done wrong.
Overall, I'm pretty pleased with it. Considering that this is my first time trying to make something like this.
Yeah, I think it's looking good.
I will need to figure out a way to make the closing easy and hopefully not too resource intensive. What I'm thinking is almost like buttons. So just like two little knobs I can put a hook over, like a loop over, like so.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I will go with. The best material to sculpt those little things out of would be epoxy. But I don't have epoxy clay. So what I can do is use air dry clay with something in it. Like if I would put a nail in it, like cut it down short, and then epoxy glue it on the actual cover, that will work.
Yeah, I think that would work.
That's how you solve issues, you brainstorm them. Okay, but for real, I need that hand cream. I think I am done for today. So I think that I will turn my camera around now.
That's fair enough. I'm starting to get confused by myself, so I will probably call it for today as well. Hello.
So this is what you would call the last call from us. The stream is about to finish.
Yes. Thank you for... Sorry.
Do we have any announcements? Anything we need to update the people on?
The people.
Not already did?
So we do have... we're in the middle of setting up most of our socials now. So I think currently the only one that's active, I think it's fair to say, some of the accounts do exist, just not posting much at the moment. The one that is becoming active is our Twitter, and our link is in our About Us bit.
Down there.
Yeah, I was smart enough and thought, hey, let's settle that up earlier, and away it went.
We do have the Instagram set up, but we do not have any posts there yet. I will be in charge of that, and I will start posting after the 20th of May because that's when my last deadline is, so that's when my last thing is due. And after that, it's just baby shark do. And we can actually pay attention. I can actually have time. So I'm so sorry. That was terrible.
You've lost yourself there.
Yes. So yeah, after that, Instagram will be active, and we will have a crafting in TikTok. Hopefully. So keep an eye out for that because we will have funny snippets from
the streams as
from
well
our
as
streams.
also what
We
we'll
will
probably do on there is if we're doing any projects off stream and we kind of want to share them, we'll probably put them on there as well. I went through earlier today, sorry to cut you off, I just realised I'm continuing on my little rant. We also set up the YouTube channel, which is linked to this account, so that all of our streams are archived, so if you would like to go back and rewatch any of that, you have the means to now.
Amazing. We probably will have all our little segments, like midweek segments, on TikTok as well. So I will try to post, Witch's Kitchen. I will try to post, Bard Moments with Bunny that I didn't quite got to do live just yet, but it's coming. Probably we'll have some more bits as well.
I know of one that I'm thinking of doing, which is where I go through and I just explain a concept of how something works. I've yet to actually name this segment, but that will be coming at some point. I just need to actually each week think of something to talk about rather than speak out of
So those will be also happening on TikTok as well, next to the stream snippets. So it will be announced when these accounts become active.
Twitter is
If you have
active now.
Yes. If you have any idea that you want to see from us, any suggestions, please feel free to contact any of us. I believe you do have.
You can either send us a message through Twitch itself. I will see it because I'm the one that's actually got the account login. Or you can send it through our Discords or just any of the socials if you find them. Primarily the active ones, please, because we're not 100% paying attention to the ones we haven't fully set up yet.
Yes. So yeah, any feedback, any ideas, any project ideas, anything is very helpful, and we will consider it.
So yeah, I believe that is everything for this evening. Thank you all for coming along. Hope you had a good time, and have a pleasant evening.
Bye.
Me realizing I'm waving with the wrong hand because I need my right hand to use the mouse.